Greetings, sailors, and welcome back to World of Warships. I don't have any one particular excuse for the last, I don't know, week or so. I had a chunk of days where I was working last week, and then followed by kind of a bout of rubbishness of brain, but also compounded by the fact that my neighbour that I share a wall with decided that they're going to be doing a bunch of decorating, I guess. There's been hammering and drilling particularly, and it really carries through. So that has not exactly helped the urge to sit down and record, because I just never know when there's going to be loud noises coming through the wall, which is bad enough that the microphone picks it up, but it's also kind of distracting when you're trying to talk and play at the same time as well. So yeah, there's not really been one particular reason. It's just a combination of things. Anyway, it's hopefully quiet at the moment. I think they are largely done, fingers crossed. And I thought for today's recording I would look at the Colossus, which was recently heavily nerfed with a 13.1 patch. Prior to that, it was pretty ridiculous. I mean, it was also a ship you couldn't get very easily. It was one of the ones I got at Christmas with the... Was it for Christmas technically? Well, the whaling for the Kitakami anyway. And it's actually one of the ones I asked about in the poll I did a little while back on my Patreon page. And it tied with the Duplay. And at the time I didn't really want to play this, but now that it has been nerfed, I kind of want to see how it plays. And what they did, and it was a pretty heavy nerf, is that they removed, I think, one AP rocket from the strike, so it was like 6 per plane, and now it's like 5 per plane, something like that. And they also significantly decreased the accuracy, because previously this thing was like, if you wanted to play it that way, the anti-CV sniper. I don't think there was anything else quite like it. Like, the AP rockets were far and above the efficiency, the efficacy of what you would find on the, what's the tier 8? It's not the Learnhardt, oh, it's right there, the Parseval. And probably in terms of AP rocket effectiveness was giving the tier 10 a run for its money, so the Recurven. So yeah, it was kind of silly, and you could just easily snipe out enemy carriers with this thing because the AP rockets were particularly effective and they were extremely consistent, and that's going to be much less so the case. Now, this is going to be not particularly comfortable for me in terms of the fact that I don't usually play carriers in randoms. I usually, if I'm going to play CVs at all, take them out in operations, because in some ops they can be quite good, in other ops they're kind of useless. So if I'm going to take a thing into ops, it's usually the Graf Zeppelin, because even if your planes aren't that great, you've still got the secondaries to do something with. Colossus doesn't have any secondaries. This was a light fleet carrier, and we basically churned out a bunch of these. And well, I say a bunch, it was a comparatively small number compared to the numbers of carriers that the US were turning out, but yeah, a whole bunch of them survived the war. And I think it was one of these that was in service with the Indian Navy up until it was post 2000, I'll tell you that much. I know they've replaced it now, but it was like 2010, something like that. So yeah, there was a number of nations that for a while through the 60s, 70s and 80s were actually like carrier navies, including like the Australians and the Dutch, because they had ex-Royal Navy carriers that had been sold off in the post-war austerity period. Anyway, that's enough blethering. Let's take this out and see how we do. I don't know how effective, I don't know if I'm even going to try the carrier snipe. It's not something I ever tried myself, but there's one particular guy, I can't remember his name now, but I was reading on Reddit, which I do frequent the Warships Reddit sometimes, and his go-to strategy was always snipe the enemy carrier, regardless of anything else that was going on. Always go for the enemy carrier first, always just knock them out, and then You still don't quite have free reign in the same way that you used to when you knocked out an enemy carrier back in the old RTS days. But it was, you know, one less thing to worry about and one less thing for your team to worry about, I suppose. But I do suspect that that's why this has particularly been nerfed, just because it did so very much excel at that anti-CV role, and you can't be doing that. You can't be having something that's excessively good against carriers. That's just not going to fly. Right, where are we going to go? I don't really know. We'll get moving just on the principle that I want to get moving, and we'll swing that way to start with. It does have a decent-sized air wing, but I don't know if it can, like, it's not going to sustain losses like a cargo or anything like that. It's also kind of slow. It's only like 25, 26 knots. So you do have to bear that in mind. It's, I think, the slowest of the Tier 8 carriers. We do actually have a quad carrier, quad submarine game. I would hate to be in this matchmaking. Well, I mean, even though I'm in one of the carriers, I still kind of hate to be in this matchmaking. But yeah, at least it's for one of the very rare times I'll say, at least it's not a domination game, because that would concentrate people in the cap circles and make for really obvious areas for planes to be patrolling in. So there's a Bismarck. See what else we pick up. There's undoubtedly a submarine around here somewhere. I do wonder if it's worth, just on the off chance that one can still strike out an enemy CV. Could I do that? Or is that just going to be a waste of planes these days? It's just because it was they were so grouped up. They were so, like, and you'll see there isn't a lot of. At least I don't think there isn't. I'm trying to remember. Okay, I wonder if they did this always have that amount of lead in, or I don't know. Maybe it did. Maybe it didn't. But yeah, previously I would have done probably a lot worse to that. Right. Got some of these planes left. There's one of the AP rocket planes. Oh, there's one of the subs where it really doesn't have a lot of lead-in time at all. Right, that was not terrible. Previously, it probably would have been a heck of a lot more damage. But like I say, I've mostly only played this in operations, and in operations, all of the bots, especially the cruisers, tend to go in nice straight lines for you, and this is going to be a slightly different thing. I don't usually play carriers, so yeah, we'll see how this goes. Right, let's Senyo's trailing smoke. Breadman, there's a name. Right, where are you going, Senyo? Are you sticking around in your smoke? You might be. No, you're not. Do we have sufficient time to make this drop? Maybe. That's a bit of a messy drop, but I wasn't expecting him to be right there. Yeah. Nice, we've got two. Right, we'll actually make this drop on the Bismarck rather than swing round while we're still in the Bismarck's AA. And all three planes away. All three planes making their drop, so that's fine. The dive bombs are the usual thing of yeah, they're not too special. It really was the AP rockets that made this thing just like ridiculously stand out. And now that that's gone, yeah, it really was only the rarity of the Colossus that made it not be, I think, more infamous than it was. So it's one of those things where there's not really any other way to get it at the moment other than things like event crates and whatnot. Well, that's the Yorktown down there. If the Yorktown is still down there, we might actually maybe try sending a flight of AP rockets against it. So Yumihari. U-show's down there somewhere as well. I don't know if, hopefully that didn't get picked up. My phone going buzz buzz. Right, the Yorktown has not moved. So we might get to experiment on the U-shows there as well. So yeah, it's the usual sprinkling of tiny bombs that don't do much but might set some fires. Okay, what we'll do is I will just go for a single strike against one of the CVs. I'm just a bit curious. This also, as a game, looks like it's not going to be lasting like hugely much longer, so let's get really up a bit further. It's only the cachalot that's still somewhere around here. Oh, hello Harbin. Okay, well, you're sort of in the way. I'll fly through that flat. Probably not going to be that neat little straddle. That neat little straddle. Oh well. We're not going to get that drop. Never mind. Never mind. Right, plan aborted, but a Harbin popped up out of nowhere with all its flak, which was not welcome. Let's adjust course slightly. We don't want to get pew-pewed by Harbin particularly. Not when all of my immediate allies are on the other side of an island. Oh, it's actually turning away. That's fine by me. Right, which way are you going, Mr. Harbin? Still turning a bit. I'm going to get a chance to make a drop on, say, the Albemarle. Nice, got two there. That was kind of an awkward drop. I wasn't sure any of those were going to hit, but yeah, torpedo away before we lose that plane. We do seem to be very much on the offensive in this one, but they still have plenty of ships left. I mean, they've lost a third of their team, but it also means that their firepower is getting more concentrated as they get pushed together. Right, if the Harbin goes down, well, the Yorktown's not looking healthy. If the Harbin goes down, then that'll be great. There's also a mast somewhere. It's right there, that's fine. Right, if you could take out the Harbin, that would be lovely. There we go. Don't think we're going to try and drop on the mast with these. These are not particularly effective for that. I will ditch these though. If we're going to go for the Yorktown, then like the one drop is all we're going to get anyway. Oh, we might not make it there. Put their fighters in an intercept position. I didn't even notice until I was... I mean, I dropped mine, but yeah, too late to really do much. I only got to shoot down some of their planes in retaliation, I suppose. Right, our U-190 is having a go at their CVs. Maybe I should be going for the Bismarck. The Mars, it's not... Oh, hello, cachalot. Not especially trying to stay hidden. See if that helps the Duke of York out a bit. Not quite 50k, but we'll hopefully get a bit more out of the Bismarck. But I mean, this has been quite a one-sided game. I don't really think we've had... I should get the kill. Yeah, I don't think we've really had much of a chance to rack up any huge amounts of anything here, to be honest. Right, can we heal our way through to getting in drop range on the reshow? No, not quite. Alas, no. 50k damage. I mean, I've had worse games in CVs. Where's this cachalot? They didn't have much dive capacity left. I don't even know what my auto drop range is, 7 kilometers. The mast is around somewhere down there as well. Right, I am spotted right now, but it's fine. It's fine. Cachalot should get sunk. And the mast would basically have to get spotted by the Yorktown to get to me. Yeah, he's the last one. Where are you, little fella? There you are. Basically stumbled on them close enough to not really have a chance to drop. Right, I don't think any of those will hit, but you never know. I'd have to fairly well screw up. We have a fresh fighter available this time at least. Give him a little buzz. Also, I think while you're doing that, your planes are immune to damage. Yeah, I dropped my fighter a bit soon there, really, didn't I? So he's got his AA turned off at the moment, so really all I can do is just keep him spotted. Attack runs are not really possible. Oh, might as well. Oh, they capped. They really didn't need to do that. Never mind. Could have gone a bit more spotting damage out of that, but so many people piled in the cap that it didn't really matter. Right, well, 50k, not terrible considering I am terrible at carriers. Didn't get to have a go at another carrier with my rockets though, so we'll do one more. Tier 9 game this time. So it'll be tougher, AA-wise. And I'm facing a Yorktown once again. Okay. Right, let's again lead off with the AP rockets. Don't know if I really need or want to get moving at this point. I could move a bit north, I suppose. You have to be a bit more cautious with moving around just because you are slower. It's not quite as bad as the Bian, but yeah. 25 knots at tier 8 is not exactly fast. And all you can do with the CV is stick a Sierra Mike flag on. There's no options for going any quicker than that. Right, so there's Iwami, Izumo. There's a buffalo. Buffalo might be a tasty target. Lenin. Right, side on Buffalo. Oh, that was a bit of a premature drop, maybe. That's not too bad, actually. 10,000. So that was still a fair old chunk of health. But previously it probably would have been more and would have involved citadels. Right, can I... Oh, no, I needed to wheel around further. I wonder if they've changed that as well, or was it always the case? Still clipped his superstructure. Yeah, like maybe they've changed some parameters that they haven't, like, flagged. I don't know. You could previously, like, even like 10k, you could get 10k on a battleship superstructure with the right battleship, and you'd be doing way more than that against cruisers. So yeah, that was 10k without citadels. I don't think I've ever seen a CV get such a big nerf to one of its attack squadrons in one go. It was pretty hefty. Maybe it has happened at some point in the past and I'm just unaware. Right, whoever it is sneaky. It's the Kitakaze. I don't think we're going to get anything with that drop. We might get it one. Like, Kitakaze is not a fast, manoeuvrable ship by anyone's standards. Oh, no. Fat fingers! I did not mean to drop a fighter there. Can we get down? This is a bit of an early approach. Getting on this bit. There we go. Right, what have we got on this side? Ruprecht, Edinburgh. Groningen's down south. We want to keep away from that thing like the plague. The Kitakaze, I don't know if they had the AA on. I feel like my planes surely would have disappeared quicker. Anyway, let's have a go at the Ruprecht. We might make this a single drop, so let's... oh yeah, that's the sub in the cap, isn't it? I wonder if they're on the surface. Well, if they're on the surface, they'll be diving. Sadly, there's no such thing as sonar buoys. Right, Ruprecht, you should be just on the other side of this little headland here. Also, now I don't know where the sound has gone. That is very peculiar. It's gone very quiet. Right, that didn't do so much. If it had been American HE bombers, we would have had a fair bit more out of that, but sadly no. Oh, we're all bunching up at this end of the map. I'm not sure I like this development especially. That's not necessarily a great development. Especially as we don't have any caps yet. Oh well, let's just see if we can get better better damage this time. Oh, damn, sudden, I don't know, sometimes that happens when one is talking, and it's very annoying when one is talking and one happens to be recording at the same time. Your throat just suddenly goes instantaneously dry. I wonder if that, whose smoke could that be? I don't know. They are doing some kind of awkward reversing up there. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why it's gone quiet all of a sudden. Is that some kind of game glitch? I might have to try and boost it in editing. It was very odd. It's after I made one of the bomb drops, it just suddenly got a lot quieter for me. Anyway, let's keep picking on that Ruprecht. That's a high priority target. It's one of their tier 9 battleships. He's currently all on his lonesome. Yeah, Bolognese's there. Right, I really should try and preserve some of my boost for manoeuvring up close. I get so impatient, I just want to get up there and attack, 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 and, you know, use up all the boost in the process.
The enemy team has taken
Right, we really do need a cap, though. This Ruprecht kind of needs to go down in the process. Otherwise, it's just going to keep resetting. No fires, alas. Swing around for another go. Fire would be nice, but of course the battle cruisers have the consumable damage control party. No, no fire. Okay.
The enemy team has taken the
this is not great. I mean, it's not so much the. It's not so much the ship's situation. It's the cap situation. We are making some progress now. Seems like there's a bunch of ships that are still just down in the sea cap, so it's starting to turn around a bit. I wouldn't give your side to that Ruprecht, Flandre. It's just something I wouldn't do. Right, he's now trying to sail away. The Edinburgh's trying to make a getaway. It seems to have turned around very suddenly, but you know, like I was saying, we're actually, you know, we're kind of even on ships, so let's not count any chickens that may or may not have been hatched yet. Right, this is going to be a slightly awkward kind of approach. He is going in a nice straight line. And we might be able to just loop around, and there we go. It's probably only going to be one plane making a drop though. Right. Problem with being so close to the edge of the map is, yeah. Right, he's gone. Edinburgh, Buffalo. Let's get the AP planes aloft. We'll actually go sort of further through into the cap at this point, I think. If you had a thump just then, that was Samuel making his presence known, as he likes to do. He's so delicate, aren't you, Samuel? Such a delicate cat. He's about 50% fur by volume, but he still manages to make a big thump when he wants to. Right, Groningen is still up and alive somewhere. Oh, hello, Buffalo. I was thinking you'd be there on that side. Right, let's... He's actually turning for me, which is quite nice. It's not an ideal angle. Okay, that sound is normal. Why is it the rest of the sounds are so quiet? That's very odd. That's a very odd sound bug. Right, this ought to... Oh! Okay, no, that's fine. Come on, come on. No, no. Oh, I hate that with AP rockets. I forgot that was a thing. It's worse with the German ones. That's why I really don't like playing German AP rocket planes that much. But it still happens with these AP rockets as well. And I don't know why it happens with those, with AP rockets, but not regular rocket planes, where they get thrown off by terrain so badly, but they do. And it's super annoying. And there's really nothing you can do about it, except try and remember, which I evidently didn't. Right, they have such a points lead at the moment that it's not terribly amusing, but I think we could win this. We just have to, like, kill a bunch of stuff real quick. Meow! Hello, Samuel. Meow. You saying hello to the viewers? Or are you just begging for attention? Well, I would say begging. Demanding! As is your right, because you are His Majesty the Fluffy Samuel the First, King of all he surveys, and just, you know, in charge, generally, of all of the everythings. You're just in charge, aren't you, Samuel? Let's park up behind that island a bit. Oh, yeah, okay, there goes the Flandre. Izumo's not looking so hot, though, but we're sort of in a race against points at the moment. At least there's some wiggle room, it's not too bad. And the Groningen's actually quite low health. Our Izumo, very high health. Let's actually break off. Let's see if we can find the Iwami. I'm gonna trust my teammates to be able to kill the Izumo, and also I don't super want to fly into the Groningen's flak, if I can help it. And I do kind of want to know where the Iwami's gone. We do also have calls. Oh, you're full health. Like, actually full health, Iwami. Oh, you want to go on my lap, Samuel? Okay, this is obviously excellent timing, thank you. Thank you, no, yeah, okay, Samuel. Yep, this is very good timing. He doesn't care, of course. His will is paramount. Right, that wasn't an awful drop. I might have to back off where I was. I might have to change my course, because it would be kind of real bad if I got spotted. Do I have enough leeway to... should do. Right, there's plenty of islands between me and them, and Colossus is relatively stealthy, but I don't want to take any chances. I don't want to take any chances. Right, our Izumo is a little far out right now, considering the Groningen does not exactly have the ability to torpedo him. How's the Illinois doing? They're doing not too badly. Right, let's just call that flight back. Oh, Samuel, that's a good purr you've got going there. I don't think the microphone will be able to pick that up, unfortunately, but it is a pretty good purr. Right, Izumo plus. Izumo, we need you. Oh, Groningen! We found the Groningen! Yeah. Well, there's my planes getting rapidly deaded. Guesswork! I really hope some of these hit, because... no, balls. That would have been very nice, but RNG said no. Right, well, they're getting points again, which is kind of unfortunate. Now Kitakazu's getting buzzed by the Yorktown. Alright, we'll try and help out with fighters. Izumo! Izumo, please. Izumo.
The enemy is about to win.
We are actually kind of running out of time, both in terms of points and in terms of like match time. Come on. That was such a sloppy drop, but it might work. It might. I want to believe. No, it did not. Right, I I don't want to lose this when we could win. We're so close to winning. We're so close to winning. And there's all this smoke and stuff around the place. And the Kronigan's still alive! It's just eating my planes. Right, I don't know if that will... Like, that is severely inhibiting my ability to do anything at the moment, that Kronigan. We're almost at 900 points! Izumo! What are you doing? Izumo! Plus, there's no time for going on sightseeing tours to the sea cap. I don't even know where the Illinois is going either, but at least they're not quite going so far out of their way.
Approaching target.
Oh, right. Unless I get a detonation, like, this is not going to do that much. Ugh. Oh, it was not too bad, but I don't... Like, there's less than a minute. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. The Kitakazi's the only one trying to think, Izumo! Illinois! Why? Please! Why? We need to kill something. Right, fortunately that something looks like it's going to be the Awami. But yeah,
Autopilot enabled.
we've now got the Kronigan going for the A cap. Edinburgh's still alive, Yorktown's still alive. That's bought us a little bit of time, but I'm now severely down on planes. Hopefully the Kronigan's now out of smokes. Right, please, 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 come on, come on. Yes! Right, okay, that helps so much. Uh-oh, Edinburgh. No, what are you doing, Edinburgh? What are you doing? You shouldn't be there. Reverse? Plus? Go quickly reverse now? Oh, I don't know if we're going to be honest, manage this. This ain't good. I think our Izumo and our Illinois have just screwed around for so long that it's not good. It's not good. I don't think there's enough. No, there's not enough time. Even if I get the Edinburgh, which I have, there's not enough time. There's not enough time. We're going to lose this on points. Well, this could have been a win. This really could have been a win. Our Kitakaze was really trying. And they'll get a compliment if the game will let me. Plays well. But the Illinois and the Izumo can hang their heads in shame. No. There's literally 10 seconds left. They're going to win on points. Unless they somehow kill the Yorktown. But I don't think they're going to. This Yorktown is going to get a solo warrior. Because there was, what, 4 of us left? Or is it 5 you need for a solo warrior? Now, what a dumb loss. But I feel like I got to stretch my legs a bit more there in terms of actually doing damage as well. How satisfied? Extremely dissatisfied. But mostly with my allies. Yeah, no. Did they get... Yeah, no, they got a solo warrior out of that. Completely undeserved. And it was 100% because the Illinois and the Izumo decided to just screw around. Yeah, the Alaska apparently also did very well. I'll give them a compliment. But, you know, I've given out the compliments. Well, we're going to give out some demerits as well. Just because that cost us the match. That cost us the match. That was kind of an undeserved win for the enemy. Like, some of them did fight very well, but we were on the comeback from that, and we would have won that but for those 2 players. So there you go. Sometimes it do be like that. So, this is not the AP monster it once was, but you can still do something with it. Yeah, it's still very rarely going to get taken, as far as I'm concerned, get taken outside of operations, though. And if I am going to play ops, well, there's carriers I'd rather play than this. So, that is post-nerf Colossus. Still worth something, but certainly not the kind of OP, AP, rocket spewing monster that it was pre-patch, which is a good thing. Anyway, so if you enjoyed this, you can do all the usual things down underneath it, and of course, as always, stay tuned for more.